What's up, yeah, my name's Tom, welcome back to another video. Here back to my F1 2019 career mode, episode 34, and today is time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. If you haven't watched the previous episode, it was a bonkers of a race at Hockenheim. I highly recommend to go check it out. Upgrades ready for this weekend's Hungarian Grand Prix, which is a track that I don't like in this game, but we'll see what we can do, because remember that now we're racing without racing line, and I struggled a little bit in time trial when I was practicing for this weekend. So we'll see if things go well in terms of a performance chat. We pulled away of the other teams, and now in second place is Racing Point, so they've been making very good progress. And Mercedes is the second slowest car on the grid, but remember that the performance chat is not 100% accurate. So without further ado, let's go to qualify. Make sure to smash like and subscribe, and if you do see plenty more Formula 1 content, it really motivates me to make more. And like I was saying, without further ado, let's go to qualifying at Hungaroring.
Good afternoon, race fans, and here we are again for qualifying at the Hungaroring. Who will have tuned the perfect setup for their car? We'll find out soon. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
No matter how good a driver is at managing their throttle application to limit rear slip, they can't always overcome a car that's inherently bad at looking after its rear tyres. Here we have a lot of low-speed corner exits, which means a whole load of energy, heat and tyre wear.
And here we are starting a lap in Q1 into turn 1, hit the 100 brake marker, and like I said, I struggle a little bit to get used to this track because it has a lot of corners. You have to know the perfect corner speed, but I'm pretty happy with the practice that I made. Going a bit wide through the fast right-hander as I got a little bit caught on the curb. I learned over the course of the weekend that I can't touch that curb, and Verstappen setting the provisional fastest time with a 1:16.3, and our lap has been very good. I think it's been pretty decent, not at full potential at the moment because we are just in the first section of qualifying, and through the last corner open the DRS, and we're going to cross the line, and it is a 1:16.9. We skip forward, and to my surprise, I'm out of Q1 of this Hungarian Grand Prix. I qualify in P17, and I was ahead of Sebastian Vettel, and I'm going to say that DAI in a space of a lap gained 5/10. So is that a qualifying glitch where you skip forward, you simulate the times, and the things are not really realistic? So that's very unfortunate, but we're going to join alongside Bottas in the grid. So we have a lot of work to do in this Hungarian Grand Prix, so without further ado, let's go to the race.
We've seen some astonishing Grand Prix here over the years, haven't we? The drama of 2015 is a recent example. Jenson Button's first win on a wet track in 2006, or in 1997, Damon Hill's heartbreak in the Arrows after a late gearbox failure cost him what would have been the team's only ever victory. What a wonderful place this is to come racing today. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaroring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking has always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile circuit, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. Let's hope we're in for another one here today. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about Thomas. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
It's not a nice feeling, I promise you. They've got a quick car underneath them, but they've got onto the grid today and they need a pair of binoculars to see the start lights. They'll be desperate for a good start to make up for some of that deficit.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly and Butler, Vettel, Magnussen, Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen, Russell, Norris, Daniel Kvyat and Kubica, Stroll, Bottas, Thomas and Nico Hülkenberg. Grosjean and Lucas Weber completes the grid, and with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, be wary of the cars ahead braking suddenly into one. We could ruin our race if we hit them. Good luck.
Thanks, Jeff, and welcome guys to the Hungarian Grand Prix. You have to be very careful with the cars, yes, because we're starting way down the order after a terrible qualifying glitch. I consider a glitch because the simulation times are not really good in this game. Strategy-wise, it's going to be one stop, starting on the mediums and then finishing on the hards. So I think that's a strategy for almost everyone in the grid. Bottas is starting on the soft, so that's a very ambitious strategy. And in terms of tyre wear, we've been quite okay, but here is the grid, and is Charles Leclerc on pole position, starting on the mediums. Everyone in the top 10 is starting on the mediums, which is not that realistic. They should start on the softs. That's because key 2 and key 3 got simulated, so that's you know, the grid is not that realistic, as I was saying, because the simulation times are a bit glitch on this game. But we'll see what we can do in these next 35 laps of the Hungarian Grand Prix, building the revs of this Red Bull. We have a lot of work to do in this race. 5 red lights, and it slides out, and away we go. And it was a terrible start as always, and Bottas already pulling away, and we are alongside of the Renault Nico Hülkenberg. I'm going to cover my outside line to not be in the sandwich, and maybe we can have a little bit of more room to play as we go into turn 1. So Grosjean is on my inside. I try some control, but he blocked us off, and at the moment we lost the position out of turn 1 in P18. We made a bit of contact, I believe, with Lucas Weber, yes, because FIA warned us about the contact apparently we made, and I felt that when I was driving, but we shoot on the inside of the Renault of Stroll, and now Nico Hülkenberg recheck us a little bit, and now we're going to get some slipstream of the Renault. The Renault is pretty slow in this grid, and we're going down on the inside, and we may stick all 4 wheels off the track as we have a little bit of understeer. It is a thing that I was feeling during this weekend. It was a bit of understeer, but the tires were feeling okay when it comes to the front ones, and we dive on the inside through the chicane of Valtteri Bottas, getting slow because of the Haas of Daniel Kvyat, and everyone is bunched up during this lap 1, but making some good progress. Remember, this is Monaco without barriers, so things can get a bit hard when it comes to overtaking, but not for Lucas Weber that overtakes Nico Hülkenberg from one of the parts of the track where it's very hard to overtake, and he gets up into P17. So we'll see if my former F2 teammate and teammate at Toro also makes good progress. But we've been chasing down Daniel Kvyat. We're keeping with his train as everyone is bunched up in these closing stages of lap 1 and through the last corner, where I struggle a bit in time trial, but the AI seems a bit slow. But then in the final stage of that corner, they get an excellent exit, and it's absolutely outrageous how good attraction for the AI is on this game. But we're going to make a massive dive bomb on Daniel Kvyat. We made a bit of contact. It was from a long way back, but I need to make this move. No damage, thankfully, and he is still alongside us, and we'll see what we can do, because now we're going to sail past him round the outside. Maybe we'll see. We carry much speed because this Red Bull is very, very good when it comes to downforce, and that has is not really good. And we overtook Kvyat, and that had an absolutely bonkers race after scoring a podium at Germany. And oh, that was so close to get the position. That could end up in tears, and that would be an early race end of this Hungarian Grand Prix. And we skip forward on lap 3, and DRS gets enabled, and we are chasing down Robert Kubica. Hamilton is in the lead. No, he's not in the lead. He set only the fastest lap. He's still Leclerc in the lead, but he's not the fastest guy at the moment, so Leclerc can be in real trouble in the next laps. But we still pass Robert Kubica, and we've been making some good dive bombs. So like Daniel Ricciardo in the real life Grand Prix in 2018, remember it was raining a lot, and he had to start way down the road, and he made some spectacular overtakes by making massive dive bombs, touching down Kimi Raikkonen. DRS open, and on the inside into turn 1 is the only chance that we have in this circuit to overtake, because like I said, it's after that the start-finish rate is Monaco without barriers. It has so much corners, and it makes overtaking very, very tricky. But this is a race leader, Charles Leclerc, not anymore, because Max Verstappen down on the inside he goes, and he's going to take the lead of this Hungarian Grand Prix. So Max in a great shape after TNF at the last race, and we've been very lucky with that TNF, but we are way ahead of him in the championship. But he really needs this win if he wants to get closer to us, because at the moment we are out of the points, but we're getting closer to the points being position, as we are very close to Lando Norris, getting closer to the gearbox of that McLaren, but we can't do anything at the moment. And at the end of lap 5 we'll see what we can do. Try to get a wider line through the last corner and get the traction as early as you can, hit the throttle as early as you can, overtake more rich mix, everything that you get out of this on the engine. We're going to get some super. It has the arrest as well because of George Russell, and we're going to brake at the same time, and we're going to sail past around the outside. We're going to have the better corner speed, and we get a move done, and that's a great way to get us through into P11. We're going to watch the replay. So slipstream, and this Honda engine has been pretty decent. We're carrying a mid-1 power unit this weekend, because this circuit doesn't require a lot of straight line speed. We are carrying our second power unit, I believe, and beautiful helicam shot there. And this is Hamilton now trying to overtake Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc is so close. to hit Hamilton, so close to hit the back of Leclerc, defending like it was for the championship, which is not. And Hamilton now on the start-finish straight. Leclerc has absolutely nothing to do after starting in pole position. Leclerc is so slow in this first stint. I wonder if he has front wing damage. I don't think so, because the front wing apparently seems to be full, doesn't have any damage. But now it's time for Ricciardo go on the inside. This is for P3. Leclerc, his race is being an absolute nightmare at the moment, and Ricciardo now is going to stick outside, and he can pass him around him. Let's see what he can do. The Racing Point has been pretty decent. He's the second best car in the performance chart, remember, but he's going to have the inside line. But Leclerc somehow finds the traction by going around the outside, and he gets that position, and Ricciardo gets a bit of understeer. I wonder if Magnussen was alongside him. No, it wasn't. It just was a bit of understeer because of the dirty air in this game, which sometimes can be really frustrating. But at the moment we're not struggling with the dirty air. That wasn't a corner cut, because I didn't put the full wheels off the track, and it was just 2, so shut up if you saying track extending. But we're going around the outside of George Russell in the Williams through the chicane. What a beautiful move on the Brit, and that's us into P, a great way to get in the points. Okay, we're already in the points, I believe, because we are in P9, but now there's a huge train, and I'm gonna tell you that who's leading this train is P3, Charles Leclerc, and we have the other Ferrari ahead of us, Sebastian Vettel, and we're going to have DRS. But this is the thing, everyone has DRS, so it's the same thing that everyone hadn't DRS, so overtaking makes it even more challenging, but not for me, because we are really confident on the brakes, and this time we didn't make contact, and we shoot on the inside of Vettel. So we've been making very good progress. I have a terrible qualifying, so I don't know what's happening, but remember that I'm not qualifying specialist, so in the race generally I'm way better. And Antonio Giovinazzi really aggressive, moves a little bit under braking, but we made a move in the chicane, and that's us into P7 of this GP. So making good progress. Like I said, our engine is being a little pretty hot as we're getting closer and closer to Devon Butler, but we can't do anything for now, and we have to wait a few more laps to overtake the Alfa Romeo. But maybe I'm spelling a podium in this race, because Charles Leclerc is on our side, so, and he's been a very good first stint, but I'm a bit worried when it comes to the second one, because it's hard tires. It's a tire that I don't like, the white stripe tire, but we're going to try to sail past around the outside of the Alfa Romeo of Butler. Squeezes into the curb, and Butler aggressive as always, like me actually, so I'm being a little bit hypocrite, but he didn't give any sort of room at turn 1, and that was very aggressive from him. But fair play, he had to defend the position. But now we have some yellow flags, and Lando Norris is out of the race, and that is going to trigger the virtual safety car. And yeah, the Hungarian Grand Prix comes to an early end to the Brit, and yeah, it was an engine failure. Now he's trying to find a way to park the car as he cuts the chicane to let everyone through. And that's the end of Lando Norris' race, so that's unfortunate. I think it was on the points. McLaren is looking good in the performance chart, but it's really weird because they are not, making good results. They didn't even score the podium in this season too. So just to see that the performance chart is 100% accurate. But now green flags, we can overtake now, and we're going to overtake Devon Butler on the inside. This time we're going to squeeze him a little bit, just like he did, giving a taste of his own medicine, and that's us into P6 as we have a bit of oversteer mode, as I had to hit the throttle as early as I can. And now it's time for Kevin Magnussen. This should be pretty easy because he doesn't have DRS. He's been dropping over Ricciardo and Leclerc, and we've gone very deep into the tire marble, so that's not very good when it comes to grip. But we managed to come back and get alongside him, and we're going to have the inside line on the Racing Point. We'll see what we can do. Yes, we have the nose stand in, we have the nose in first, and that's us into P5. So after starting in P17, we are in P5 of this GP, so we've been making an absolutely amazing progress. At the moment, I think we deserve to be driver of the day, or maybe Lewis Hamilton, because he's going to take the lead of Max Verstappen. There he goes, round the outside, and we can't see anything. Now we can, and he's going to have the inside line, and Hamilton takes the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Finally, we're seeing this man in great shape after a tough start of the season, and there he is. He sails past around the outside, and Verstappen has absolutely nothing that he can do, and going purple on the second sector, because now for the first time in this GP we have some clear air, and with that we're getting closer and closer to Ricciardo and Leclerc that are battling. And look how much we're going to gain in this braking zone to see how much these guys are going to each other. And at the moment we are in the DRS range, and we are really close to the gearbox of Ricciardo, so we'll see if we can set up a move, because in the right-hander Ricciardo is a bit slow. The air is a bit slow in general, so we'll see what we can do. And yes, we have a good run slipstream. We're going to switch very aggressively to the outside, and this is going to be amazing if we can pull this through. He brakes early, and we sail past around the outside through a part of the track that is not really common to overtake an AI car. but we made a mistake and we are in P4, so I don't know what this first stint is all about, but these tires are feeling so good, the car is feeling so good. I was a bit worried after qualifying, being knocked out in Q1, because maybe the AI is too high, maybe I'm not confident with this track. Remember that I'm not racing with the racing line, and but no, we're making good progress in this race as the first stoppers in this race, and they're fitting the hard tire. So in terms of strategy, there's not much to talk about. Everyone is sticking to the same one. Bottas is going to the 2-stop, and it's not going to be easy because this is a track that is not easy to overtake. It's the Monaco without barriers, like I said. So Bottas is going to really struggle when it comes if he wants to score points. But here we go. We're going to race a brand new set of hard tires, and we see what we can do, because now Leclerc is coming through the last corner. We're going to follow him as we have an unsafe release because we hit the back apparently. If he wasn't into the ghost system of Geo, so we'll see what we can do as we go through the big exit. Gasly has to stop, and Leclerc gets ahead, but we managed to, I think, get a bit closer. So the undercut kind of worked. So I'm a bit happy, and the podium at the moment is on our side. And here we go. We have the RS. He has the RS as well, but it's not the. He's a bit far from the PA Gasly, so the substream is not going to be that powerful as ours. And we're going around the outside through the first corner, and we are into the podium places of this Hungarian Grand Prix. Have a little bit of oversteer because we got on the curb. And remember in the F2 episode we had a crash because of that curb, and we mount that curb. Actually, talking about curbs, we mount that one because I was looking behind it to see if Leclerc was going to do something, but we're going to watch the replay. And this is for P3. He's going to say P4 because Gasly is ahead, but remember he has to stop. He's going longer in this medium tire, so that's pretty impressive. And behind is the Alfa Romeo of Devon Butler in the background in the big exit. But that was a pretty sweet move. I don't know what is happening in this race, but I'm so confident on the brakes. And remember, I hate the brakes in this game because it's so easy to lock up. Generally, I'm not a fan of this handling model of this game. But Daniel Kvyat is out of the race, so that was really unfortunate. But now we have to focus our battle with Gasly. We got a bit deep, we missed the apex, but we'll see if we can get a pretty decent traction and get the Toro Rosso. He should have let us go because it's the junior family and we are in a different race, but we're going to do in the hard way and try to go around that side. We got a bit caught on the tire marbles and that resulted in understeer, but now we're going to have a good run in the Toro Rosso. And here we go, slipstream. We're going to pull maybe around as I like we did in Ricardo. Yes, we can, because he's going to brake early, and that's us into P3, the podium places of this Hungarian Grand Prix. So we are making an absolutely cracking driving today in this GP, and I'm really impressed with my pace. I was impressed with myself, but there he is, Daniel Kvyat, after scoring a point, scoring 15 points, a podium, getting Haas first points of the season. His race comes to an early end, and that I felt bad for him because he made a cracking race last episode. If you haven't watched, go check it out. He already had a spoiler that he got the podium, but really, go check it out. But now we are clear, setting personal best, and we set the fastest lap of the race. So the pace has been really good, but I decided to back off of Verstappen because, let's be honest, we are very comfortable in the championship. I'm not going to push on, so I spent these next laps practicing this circuit because I was still struggling, going purple still in the second sector. But like I said, I was practicing during these laps because I wasn't very comfortable with this circuit. I don't like this circuit in this game at the moment because I struggle, I'm not gonna lie. So I decided to turn down the engine and going not at half speed, not full speed, and we've been maintaining the gap over Devon Butler. So I spent these laps practicing, and it was really good for me. I learned a lot about this circuit, and this is for P4. This is Devon Butler on the inside of Charles Leclerc that now is down into P5. So the race of this man has been absolutely dreadful. After starting in pole position, now he dropped both positions, so it wasn't a very good day for him. But like I was saying, this race was really good for me. Yes, I made a good compact drive, 15 points in the back, but it was really good because it helped me to learn this circuit in race conditions and not just on time trial. So this time being alone, it was boring, yes, but it was really good for me because in terms of practice. At the end of the day, it's P3 after starting in P17, so it's been a very positive day in the office. Hamilton wins, Verstappen couldn't catch him, and like I said, it's been pretty good. We're still in the lead of the championship, so I'm really pleased with the driving that we made today.
Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a strong drive and a good finish. Well done.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
And here we are in confirmation results, and we got a good result after starting way down the order. I don't know what is me and starting way down the order, but we always manage to pull through. So yeah, maybe I should start way down the order in every single qualifying of the course of this season. And Hamilton wins, and he got the fastest lap, so that was a bit unfortunate. And in the championship standing, we are 45 points away of Max Verstappen as we go into the second half of the season. That is going to be the Belgian Grand Prix. So hopefully Verstappen can start slowly catch us, and we can have a good battle once we hit Yas Marine at the last round. And in the team's championship, we are very comfortable ahead of Mercedes, followed by Ferrari. Like I said, it's been a very positive episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to smash like, scratch, and if you want to see plenty more Formula 1 content, really motivates me to make more. We have a good amount of points, and now it's time for contract negotiation. And there he is, the perks. Everything in level 3, and in the pit stop it's just level 1 because I don't need the pit stops, let's be honest. And we only just got the negotiation successful, so now we are first driver, and the objective is not that hard. So that's what I want, and we're going to buy an ultimate upgrade that is going to be ready, unfortunately not for the Italian Grand Prix, but for the Singapore Grand Prix. But it's going to be the first ultimate upgrade of my career mode series, and buying a minor upgrade for the aero department that should be ready for the next race, that is the Belgian Grand Prix. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe because we are very close to the 500 subscribers. So if you could that, I would be very thankful. But here he is, the championship standings, everything going in our way, and that's what I want. But now we're getting ready for the second half of the season. Strap in, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, it's goodbye.